coming to your chair yoga session to round out your wellness week. My name's Lily. If we haven't yet met, I'm beaming in from my home yoga studio here in Baltimore. And this is a grounding, hip opening, accessible, all levels welcome yoga sequence that you can do from any kind of chair that's not on wheels. So Lisa and I were joking before I got started, like a lot of office chairs are on wheels. If you can lock the wheels, or better yet, find a chair that is not on wheels. That'll keep you grounded in your chair as you're doing the yoga. I'm gonna offer options along the way, so pick the option that feels good for your body. This is all for you. It's a time to just reconnect to your breath and your body. So nothing to prove. You can have your camera on and I'll give you feedback, or off, and just enjoy for yourself this moment to reconnect at the end of the work week. All right, let's get started. Go ahead and meet me on your chair. And usually when we sit into a chair, we sit kind of back like this, especially at the middle of the day or end of the day when we're feeling tired. But for this seat, I want you to come to the edge of your chair so you're not up against the backrest, and plant your feet about outer hips width apart, so wider than you might normally. You're not crossing your legs, you're really getting a nice solid grounding here. And if you feel comfortable, no worries if you don't, but if you do feel comfortable taking off shoes, that's great. Even better if you feel comfortable taking off socks, amazing. If not, no worries, I get it. But it is nice to have that sense of grounding through the soles of your feet, okay? So let's go ahead and rub our palms together in front of the chest vigorously, create some warmth. Go a little quicker, generate some heat, use your muscles. 3, 2, you're starting a little fire here. 1. Okay, and then bring your hands into 2 little cup shapes that you're gonna place over your eyes. And seal out all light. Seal in a little bit of that warmth that you just generated. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And sigh out your mouth. And then with your eyes still closed, just bring your fingertips down to your jaw. And use your fingertips to give your jaw a little massage. This is a part of the body where we can hold a lot of stress. Some of us might even clench our teeth or grind our teeth while we're sleeping. And interestingly, the tension in the hips and the tension in the jaw can be directly correlated. So we're just gonna get in there and massage and notice what you're feeling. A lot of yoga is not just doing, not just making a shape, but sensing, feeling, dropping in enough that you can actually notice your body, feel what arises as you move through the shapes. Okay, with your eyes still closed, interlace your hands at the back of your neck and lengthen up. So you're getting a little traction action so that you feel your chest open. Let's broaden our elbows here, and your crown of your head lifts up a little taller. And now open your eyes and hug your elbows in and lift your elbows up. So maybe they point up the wall in front of you just a little bit more. Or, I don't know, maybe if you're more flexible, they point up to the ceiling, let your head fall back into your hands. And this is your counter pose for sitting in front of the computer. So usually when we're in front of a computer, the back is rounded, we're kind of slumped, and the chest, the front body is short and tight. So I want you to take a big expansive breath, open up your front body, your heart center. And exhale here. All right, and then release your hands down your neck, look forward again, down to your shoulders, and just use your hands to kind of pinch and squeeze and massage your upper traps here. This is another place where you might notice you hold on to some of your stress and tension, and that kind of saying, the expression that we carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. So use your thumbs, knead in. You might feel these ropey muscles. This is a big one. This is this juncture between the head and the heart, the thinking and the feeling. Can be the bottleneck for a lot of us in our stressful, busy lives. Okay, release your hands back down, and now I want you to pick up your right foot and bring your right ankle over your left thigh. Okay, just like that. Sit up nice and tall, and then circle your foot. So we are going to be working on grounding. Let's get into the ankles. This will open our connection to the floor a little bit more. Just circle your foot, and you might hear snap, crackle, pop in your ankle. This is good. Now we move it or lose it. Just circle it the other way. We want to stay mobile in our feet and ankles, especially as we age. That's our sense of balance, so we can avoid falls, so we can feel nice and stable and strong and connected to the earth beneath us. Now, let go of your circles, and it might be the tiniest little bit that you tip forward. And I'm talking, it might be just like, that's great. If you're there, flex your foot. Now notice, maybe there's more, maybe you tip forward a little more. And then some of you that are more open, you can tip down and interlace your fingers and rest your chin in your knuckles. Take some deep breaths down to your hip here. Deep breath in. I'm feeling a stretch in the right hip, hopefully. Deep breath out. And those of you with sciatica, deep breath in. It's a good stretch for you. It opens up the muscle that for many of us, the sciatic nerve passes straight through. One more breath. Maybe you even see on this last exhale if you can drop in a little lower. And then we're going to lengthen forward. So really think of lengthening your chest forward to sit back up. Stay here. Okay. Grab a hold of your right foot. You can grab your big toe. You can grab the outer foot if you're wearing a shoe. Or grab your knee. Okay, so let's start with the knee. I'll sit this way so you can see. The knee is much easier. Still, I'm not saying it's easy, but the knee is easier. You're going to lift your knee towards your right armpit. Okay, so that's a great option. Or grab your foot, pinky toe edge of it, or your big toe, and then pull your knee back. You can stop here with a bent knee, or slowly, 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 slowly start to straighten your leg. Exactly. So we're breathing into our adductors, our inner leg muscles. Whether that knee is bent or straight, it doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, the shape doesn't matter. It's tracking sensation, staying in that slow, grounding, spacious breath. That's where the yoga happens. Now, wherever you are, holding a knee, holding a foot, I want you to take your left arm and reach it up overhead and feel like the hair on the very top of your head can like lift you up. lift you up through your whole spine. Buoyant heart. Lengthen your crown. Reach for one more breath. And then bring that foot back into the figure 4 shape. Let go. And lower your foot back down to the ground. Notice the difference in the two sides. Take a breath here. And then we'll open up the other side as well. So left ankle over right thigh. We're starting with those foot circles. Left foot circles for 3. You might hear click clack down the track as you circle 2. Spread your toes 1. And then go the other direction for 3. Circle your ankle 2. 1. And then it might be so subtle. So don't get hung up about what it looks like. We all have to start somewhere on this path. You might move forward even just a tiny bit, even vertical. You might feel this in your hip. Fantastic. Find your edge. If you're coming down lower, you could interlace your hands and rest your chin onto your knuckles. And we're going to send our awareness and our breath down to that left hip. I'm feeling a lot. Slow down the rate of your breathing. Shift your fullest quality of awareness, the way that you pay attention to your breathing in your body. As you exhale, you can set down the to-do list or whatever you were just thinking about or working on. Clear the slate. Come back to your body and your breath. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Taking this time just for yourself. You can stay here or last exhale. See if there's any room to get a little closer to the ground. One last breath. And then slowly and gently lengthen forward, lengthen your chest across the room, lift yourself up. Option A, grab your knee. Option B, grab your foot with your left hand, your left foot, or your big toe, depending on if you're wearing shoes or not. And then open your knee to the left. If you're holding the foot, you can stay here, knee bent, or you can start to straighten it. It can be a process. Maybe it's almost straight, maybe it straightens all the way. And then feel if you're leaning back in your pelvis, can you lift your low back very tall? Reach your right arm up overhead. Feel as though the hair on the crown of your head is getting pulled up to the ceiling. Feel this strong sensation of an inner rising through the spinal column. Up, up, up towards the crown of your head, the roof of your mouth. One more breath. And then we'll slowly and gently guide the left foot back to the right thigh. And then slowly and gently guide your left foot back down to the ground. We did these ankle circles cross-legged. Now we're gonna try them from seated. So let's start with our left foot. And you're gonna circle around your shoe or the perimeter of your foot. So you'll be flexing and pointing externally and internally rotating. This is a mobility exercise. You'll see my whole leg is moving. It's not just my foot. It's my ankle, my knee, and my hip. All three gates, all three joints. Circle the other way. So you're circling just one foot at a time, mobilizing all the way up the entire leg with this circle. And then one more in this direction and we'll choose the other leg. So plant your left foot to the ground. Bring your awareness to your right foot. You can space your feet wider if that makes it easier. And just start to circle your foot. It's like imagine if you had dipped your shoe in paint and you were trying to paint a little circle with the sole of your foot on the ground, or if you're on a yoga mat, on your mat. And then go the other way. It should feel nice. All of this should feel nice. There's never any need to strain or force your body in yoga. It should feel really good, enlivening. You should feel like a little more clear and calm and focused and at peace in your body when we finish too. Okay, let go of that. Let's bring our feet wide. So we're sitting in this pose. This is called goddess pose. You're gonna sit with your feet. I'm gonna face you so you can see from another angle. You're sitting with your feet wider than a hip's width, and you're in this externally rotated position. That means your knees are pointing out, and your toes are too, and your heels are pointing in. Now, we can just kind of sit ourselves into the chair, or we can use our glutes a little bit. So I want you to push into your feet. And some of you, depending on how you're feeling here, if you want to take it easy, stay here. But if you want to like light a little fire, find a little strength in your hips, let's pulse up out of the chair and then back down. So that's really gonna put your weight where you want it in these joints. It's kind of like a little bit of a check. It's also a nice strengthener. So you're just like bobbing up and down a few times for 5. Utthata Konasana, the goddess pose, 4, 3. You can also stay on the chair in nice, steady, smooth breaths. 2. Last 1. Sit yourself down. Everyone, reach your arms up overhead. Bring your palms together. Let's interlace all of the index fingers. Reach up. All right, this is a pranayama, a breathing exercise, and it sparks the belly. It's called breath of fire. So we're gonna point our fingers up like a flame. And as you exhale, it's a short, sharp breath out through your nose. You can also blow out through your mouth if you feel like allergies or, any of that kind of nasal congestion. You can
through your mouth, that's okay too. But it's a short, sharp breath and your belly button snaps in to your spine as you do it. So we'll do 1 round of 30. Lengthen up. Inhale to begin. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release your arms. Amazing. Bring your right arm, I'm going to mirror you, but your right arm onto your right thigh. Press your left hand into your left thigh as you lean away from it. So hopefully, my hope is this gives you a feeling of a traction action and decompresses that left side of your low back. Sometimes people have back pain or just a feeling of heaviness. Press the thigh away, lean away, breathe into this stretch. You can stay there or take your left arm up and over your head and lean away from your left leg, but don't let your left side of your pelvis lift up off the chair. Okay? Keep your left hip down. So we're really articulating the stretch from the back, not the pelvis. 1 more breath. Some options. Stay where you are. Your hand can come behind your head. Stay where you are. Your hand could slide down to your ankle. Okay. Wherever you are, you're going to straighten your left leg and spin your left heel back. So you're in side angle pose, Parshva Konasana on the chair. Now your left hip will lift. You can have your forearm still here, or you can have your hand down here. Let's all take that left arm up towards the ceiling and look straight up towards your left thumb. Open your chest. Take an energizing breath in and out. Really take up space. That's your invitation here. 1 more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, come on back. Spin your left heel in. Let's do that on the other side. So left forearm to thigh. Press your right hand into your right leg so that hopefully you can experiment with how high or low your hand is placed. But hopefully you start to feel a traction action around your hip joint and your low back. Feel, don't force. That means lean into your breath and feel your way in. Don't just force into a shape to fit into a shape. Yoga can fit us all. We don't have to fit into these particular shapes. It's all about the breath, the meditation, the connection, the oneness. Reach your arm up over your head. Now lean towards your left leg with your spine and your right arm, but keep your right hip on the chair. So you're really stretching your abdomen, your obliques, your low back. 1 more breath right here. Nice. Now some options. You can stay where you are, or as you exhale, bring your right hand to the back of your head. You can stay where you are, or take your left hand down towards your ankle. Now, everyone, no matter where you are with your arms, straighten your right knee and slide your right heel back. So we're setting up again that Parshva Konasana side angle pose. Powerful pose. Really take up space. Reach your top arm up towards the ceiling. Look up towards your right thumbnail. Inhale. Broaden your chest. Your ribs are turning towards the right. Exhale here. 1 more breath. Really reach through all your limbs like a little sunburst of energy through your spine, your arms, your legs. And then slowly, gently, come on back. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle your feet back in. Okay, good. I'm going to spin around the other way. Once again, this last little opening, we do get to lean back in the chair. And if your chair has a very tall back, you might have to stay forward, so just see what you've got. If you have a chair with legs like mine, you can come up on your tiptoes, root the ball of your foot into the ground, and you can hold the back of the chair if that's, everyone's chair is gonna be different, but if that's an option, hold the back of your chair. So here's where I want you to be super careful. If you're on a chair with wheels, that you don't just go flying, okay? If you're at the front of your seat, if you have one with a really tall back, you're just gonna hold your head like we did at the beginning, okay? So I want us to just find our way into an upper back bend. What this means is your lower back is gonna be very vertical and supported, and then you coil the chest so your breastbone lifts up, 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 and you sustain the shape for 3 breaths. So don't just go into such a big back bend that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe here, right? 2 more. Sustain the breath. Soften into the shape. Okay, last variation. If you want to back off a little bit and support yourself, hold on to your head. If you want to go on a little bit, take one arm up overhead and reach back. Reach back. Now don't tip your chair over. We'll do one arm at a time. One big breath in. You can even hold your head here if that feels better. Big breath out. And then the other arm. So if you're lifting an arm, lift the other one up. And back. Counter pose for sitting at a computer. All right, go ahead and come back up. Now bring your feet back into that goddess pose. One last time. Press your hands into your thighs. Tip your chest forward after back bending. Press down into your left hand. Dip your left shoulder down as low as you can and look to the wall to your right. Take a huge inhale, lengthen your spine. And a huge exhale to turn, to rotate. Lean back, back of your heart. Come back to the center, press your right shoulder down, press your right hand into your right thigh. Can you drop that shoulder a little lower? Open your left collarbone like you're trying to stack it vertical over your right. And take a nice deep breath in, open, unlock your hip. And deep breath out, turning, lean back with your shoulder blades here. Amazing. Come back up to the center. Spin your toes forward. Can you bring your hands to the ground? If the answer is no, just come forward as low as you can. You might support your body here, stopping on your forearms. If you can touch the ground, got some options. So you can keep your seat on the chair, just walk your hands forward as far as they'll go, and breathe down to your lower back. So this is a really nourishing, quieting, calming fold, like kind of a child's pose really for your back. Or you can lift your hips. And this will bring the stretch more into your hamstrings, if that feels sweet for you. You can also walk your hands forward. You can sway your hips a little bit. Let's take one more breath wherever you are. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Walk your hands in, sit back into your chair if you came up out of it. Bring your hands to your thighs if they're not already, and lift up. Okay, last 2 stretches. We're gonna bring our feet back in. Can you grab hold of your right foot and bring your right foot up onto the chair, like so? Yeah. Or you can bring it over your thigh if that's more comfortable. Either way. All right. And then from this position, interlace your fingers up over your head. Exhale, start to turn towards the right, towards your bent knee, your right leg. Bring your right hand over the back of your chair, your left hand to your left leg, and turn your spine. Press your foot to your thigh to your foot. Turn your ribs to the right. Spinal rotation. You might get your own like chiropractic adjustment as you breathe open your spine in this twist. bringing and soaking in the goodness of the twist. Come back forward, face forward. Keep your feet like this. The last stretch here is to fold forward. Again, you can fold forward a little bit. Your forearms can come to your leg, or you can fold all the way forward with your hands to the floor inside of your left foot. Again, feel free to drop your head. Breathe down to your low back. Soften your belly, soften your jaw. Lots of good work here. Grounding, opening. Lengthen with your chest. We always lengthen to come out of these folds. Lengthen to sit up, and then just switch your legs. So right foot down, left foot up, left foot to right thigh. Okay, interlace your fingers, reach up. You can also bring your left ankle over your right thigh, that's fine too. And then twist towards your left. So left hand to the back of the chair, right hand is gonna press firm into the right inner leg. Turn your body left. Should feel really good to turn your ribs. See, I'm on West Coast time, but it's almost lunchtime for you all. Or I'm on East, you're on West, almost lunchtime for you all. So this is also good for your digestive organs. Okay, face forward when you finish that last exhale and fold forward. You can fold forward a tiny bit. Remember, it doesn't have to be a big deal. You can also fold forward all the way, bring your hands to the ground and drop your heavy head, think heavy brain, let it tumble down. Breathe to your kidneys, your low back, huge inhale, nourishing fold, calming fold. Come back up, lengthen with your chest to sit up. A little fun challenge for you to finish. I'm gonna face you. Okay. Can you pick up your right foot and grab your right ankle? If the answer is no, just pick up your foot and hold here. This is strengthening as well. And just if you have the ankle and your knee is turned out, lift your right foot as high as you can. And then set it down with control. Can you pick up your left foot? That's your hip flexor and your core. And some of you can grab your ankle and lift it up. Now the last thing I'm going to teach helps you find that lift off of your low belly and core muscles. So here's the super challenge. Can you lift both feet at the same time? And then can you grab both ankles? See, yoga is fun, we get to play. And can you bring your feet together? I know, it's like a little bit of a balance, even though you're in a chair. Lift, lift. And now can we set it down without falling, without slingshotting out of it? Maybe lengthen through your arms and your spine as your feet come back down. Bring your palms together, close your eyes. Gather your hands down your midline. Pause with your thumb knuckles at your brow center and set an intention for the remainder of your day. Bring your thumb knuckles to your lips and pause with your eyes closed. Set an intention for kindness, for peace, for connection through your words for the rest of your day. Bring your thumb knuckles to your heart center and just humble your head to your heart. Bow into your thumb knuckles. Humble your head to your heart, that finite space of your ego to that infinite space of your heart. And when you are ready, release your hands and lift your head. Open your eyes. And we'll finish there. Thanks everybody. Thanks Lisa. Thanks Emma. Claire. Thank you James and Babette and Anwade. I don't know if that's maybe your first namaste blended together. Have a lovely rest of your wellness week. Lisa, thanks so much for having me.